Shalom, friends. It's Rabbi Jenny Solomon here at Beth Meyer Synagogue with a Mincha moment. This week's Torah portion is Tisa. It is perhaps most famous for the golden calf incident, not one of the Jewish people's finest moments. And after this incident, God basically cries out in a voice to Moses, our leader, and says, this people, Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel, they are an am kshe oref. They are a stiff-necked people. Not a compliment, for sure. And God goes on to basically say to Moses, I'm going to blaze forth my anger at these people for being so stiff-necked and doing this act of idolatry. To which Moses basically calms God down, reasons with God, so to speak, and convinces God to give them another chance to repair. But I want to speak for just a moment about this idea of being a stiff-necked people. Am kshe oref. I'm working really hard in my own spiritual practice, in my own mindfulness practice, on sort of holding a both and orientation. It's such a natural impulse to want to split things in the world as we see them into these sort of false binaries, good, bad, righteous, evil. But most of the time, we can find truth, a much more holistic, complete truth, when we're willing to hold things, of course, not only with nuance and gradation, but also in a more inclusive, expansive way. And so I want to suggest, based on the teachings of our great rabbis that have come before me, that in fact this insult or description of being a stiff-necked people may also be a credit. So on the one hand, commentators like Abravanel from the medieval period suggested that we are a stiff-necked people because we're not actually able to turn our head in such a way that we can see the consequences of our actions down the road, right? So if you can't see the consequences, you're very limited and may make some very poor choices about your behavior. So that is a way in which we are stiff-necked. And of course, we can also reason from this that being stiff-necked implies just a lack of flexibility, an inability to move and be nimble and pivot as we flow with life. On the other side, there's a midrash in which Rabbi Ami suggests that actually being stiff-necked is a key to the Jewish people's survival. It points to our resolve, our determination, our perseverance, our persistence in a world which is constantly shifting, and in a world which so often invites us to lose our identity or to fit in or to adapt to the ways of the majority around us. So I just want to hold this as I sit into this moment, that this idea of being an am kshe oref, a stiff-necked people, we have to be honest and mindful about the ways in which we can be stubborn, short-sighted, inflexible. And I think we can take some pride and courage in that identity, which can help fuel us as we continue to be who we are in the world, to be proud of who we are, to live and learn as Jews, and hopefully to contribute to the larger world around us. All right, friends. Peace. Shalom.